You're new to makeup and you have no clue where to start. I got you. Especially if you are, say, a hetero male. And yes, I do have a reason to bring that up. Because me and the girlies were talking about how we need makeup to not get comments like, oh, you look sick. And a dude kindly reminded us that it's unfair that we can use makeup to, look fresh-faced. And we were like, dude, makeup is for everyone. Like, of course you can wear makeup. But he did not know where to start, and so I am making this video now.
So, you better pay attention now, okay?
I think my first advice is gonna have to get this. It's the Fake Awake from Tarte. It's basically an eye pencil that you use in your tight line, and it's gonna make you look a little more fresh-faced, but in a natural way. And when I say in a natural way, I of course mean it's a little more natural than, say, white. Just gives the illusion that you look more awake. I'm sure there are many great options to this, but I go back to this one time and time again because it works, and not all pencils will actually give this amount of coverage or last as well. So this is my first recommendation. My second tip will be this, a black eye pencil from Essence. Essence is a very affordable brand, but for being so affordable, this also lasts incredibly well and is extremely pigmented, and that's from having it years and years, and it still holds up. Again, I'm sure there are so many better options out there, but for being so cheap, I think this is a pretty solid starter option. I think both options work for both females and guys, but if you are a bit worried that it's too, out there or like intense to you, you can just try and remove some and it'll still like give the definition that you're looking for without being so intense. See how it just defined my eyes very subtly? I mean, I think that's a pretty good tip. Now, my next recommendation is the NARS Soft Matte Pot Concealer. There's a lot of concealers out there, but I always go back to this one because it does not crease, it has really good coverage, and you can use it as your primer. It looks natural. I can pretty much just spot conceal wherever I want. I would just be happy, go out looking pretty much like this. Of course, if you're looking for more coverage, you could go in with a foundation or a tinted moisturizer. But as you can see, this pretty much did what I needed it to do without using so much product. You can use it with a sponge, or you can go in with your finger if that's more to your preference. Either way, it is maybe not the cheapest concealer out there, but I think it is totally worth your money because you know what you're getting with it. And I've had some really bad concealers in my day, and I go back to this one for a reason. Of course, every makeup artist out there will tell you that the number one thing if you're thinking about starting with makeup is you need to get better with your skincare. I can't tell you what's gonna work for you, but I think I would probably recommend this if you don't want to be bothered, testing out your skin type. It's Biotherm Aqua Source.
Hyal Plump Gel.
I would say this would work for pretty much any skin type. And not to mention, this makes for the best tinted moisturizer of all time. I have shown this a few times on my channel, but it never gets old. See how natural that is? And glowy. The setting powder that I'm using is Glowish by Huda Beauty. It's a great one, I would say. But the reason why I would recommend this as your tinted moisturizer really just is because it lasts really well, even on your schnozzle if you have a problem nose like me. It's beautiful and radiant and makes you fresh-faced, which is what we were looking for, wasn't it? The next thing on my list is that I would recommend starting with your eyebrow and actually, groom them into a shape that pleases you. Nothing frames your face better than your eyebrows. And for my next tip, I would recommend this pencil from Sephora. It's a retractable, waterproof brow pencil. And the reason why I recommend this one is, again, because it's very cheap. It has such a fine pencil that it's really easy to, not screw up. And if you do, you can just easily remove it. And I love that about it. It is such an easy tool. I'm sure there are many great pencils out there, but I always go back to this one. I was recently trying out another one and I ended up giving it away because I prefer this one so much. There's so many different ways to do your eyebrows and there's no right or wrong way. Just whichever you prefer on yourself. So, get out there and have some fun. Next up is bronzer and blush because
Those are two really good ways to warm up your face and, freshen yourself up.
which was the goal here. This bronzing stick is from Anastasia Beverly Hills in the color Fawn. And if I'm honest, I'm not sure if I would recommend this because it's definitely a hard product to work with, as you can see. It's very dry. I'm sure there are so many better ways to freshen up, your complexion than this. If you are struggling, I would recommend putting it directly on the brush, and that way you can better control what happens on your face. But I do love the result. It's a good way to give your face some dimension. And I think that's definitely something even a male could do to their face. However, if you are just starting out, I would probably recommend just buying an eyeshadow palette with those colors because you can pretty much do anything and you'll save money that way. As you can see, this works pretty good and it's actually my favorite way to blush and give myself color. But we're running out of time. Let me know if you would like more recommendations and tips and tricks, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!